the CEO of a software development company. And as a leader myself, I really value compassion as the bedrock for creating healthy organization and well-functioning teams. And then the other perspective I have is that I worked for over a decade as a management consultant, but using tools like mindfulness training and compassion training with leaders and staff in companies like IKEA, Accenture, McKinsey, many others. And then the third perspective I have is that I'm also a psychologist. So I work with people individually in therapy, and a lot of my clients are suffering from stress and anxiety and depression that is related to a workplace context. So the first aspect that I wanted to touch on is actually self-compassion. So this would be the first application of compassion in the workplace for me. And I meet so many people who are extremely hard on themselves. They place completely unrealistic demands on themselves. They feel like they're never good enough, like they should always deliver faster and better and more and harder. And when they push themselves harder and harder, many times they just end up in burnout and all of that terrible stuff. So self-compassion, it means treating yourself like you would treat a very dear friend. So if a friend came to you with their struggles and their concerns, work-related challenges, whatever their sufferings, you would treat them, that good friend, with empathy and kindness and patience. But then suddenly when we relate to ourselves, all that goes out the window. So instead, we're often very harsh on ourselves. The inner dialogue would be, you're such a failure, you never get anything right. Everyone will see that you're not up to the task, all these things. And you might be aware of the imposter syndrome, where people walk around feeling that they're not good enough to be in the role that they're in, and so on and so forth. So these are the things that we say to ourselves, and those are things we would never say to a dear friend. At work, we focus so much on, it's about having the right skills, the right knowledge, and performance that comes from constantly just pushing ourselves harder. So self-compassion means being our own best friend, being really kind to ourselves, appreciating the hard work we put in, and being very, very patient and kind to ourselves when we fail or when we come up short, which we inevitably will do. And instead of beating ourselves up, we really need to be kind and caring and compassionate towards ourselves. And that, as it turns out, is actually the best path to, really stellar performance, but a performance that's born out of a sense of ease and joy and creativity, because we give ourselves that space.